Who doesn't love a good Netflix and chill? And by that I mean telling your mates and significant others to do one, heating up 7 Rustler's burgers and turning yourself into a human cocoon with duvets. Netflix is a haven of media consumption, and while it's not technically healthy to watch episode after episode chaining them together like some square-eyed junkie, neither is smoking, alcohol, or getting into bed with Jack the Jobber. That being said, there are more than a few series which are well worth doing the dirty with all night, day, and week long. So we've popped some of the best in a little list for you. Not all of them are Netflix made, but all of them can be found on this sultry hub of entertainment. With this in mind, I'm Jules for Whatculture.com, and here are 10 Netflix TV series that need binge watching. Number 10. The Killing. Who wants to start their Netflix journey with something light-hearted and relaxing, when you could go all-out heart attack inducing with the US version of The Killing, which follows detectives Sarah Linden and Stephen Holder as they attempt to track down the murderer of local teenager Rosie Larson. With 17-year-old Larson's body being found dumped in the back of a politician's car, this horrific crime leads to a thrilling investigation filled with all number of twists and turns. The character development within this series is also seriously impressive, allowing audiences to settle back into a bubble of entertainment that soothes and shocks you in equal measure. Number 9. Luther. Idris Elba. That's all you really need to know. Okay, well if you do need more, Elba is just so ridiculously cool as homicide detective John Luther that even the on-set cadavers were beginning to feel a little hot under the collar. The brilliant series is genuinely frightening at times, but also manages to be sophisticated enough to be sincerely watchable for a wider audience. Created by Neil Cross, Luther packs a serious punch with some sadistic storylines that add a nice little psychotic edge to this murder detective narrative. And Elba is one hell of a talented actor, who manages to create a really impressive multi-layered hero, from what could have been potentially just a stereotypical detective role. If you're after a few jump scares, some psychological torment, and some seriously great acting, Luther is the best binge watch material for you. Number 8. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Taking a step back from intense murder detectives, this next choice is for those of you whose moral compass possibly isn't as faithful as it should be. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia centers around 4 hopeless friends who run a bar in Philly. With their huge egos, terrible decision-making skills, and less than positive outlook on life, the gang at Paddy's Pub will have you in stitches, while making you feel slightly guilty for finding it funny. While the humor has sometimes been criticized for being a little lowbrow, they often take inspiration from current events and actually engage with them in the show, making for some hilarious social commentary. Number 7. Breaking Bad. This show was, and still is, utterly enthralling. Many of you have already seen it through from trouserless start to spoiler ending, but there's no excuse not to watch it again. The great thing about Breaking Bad is that no matter how many times you watch it, you're just still as invested in the characters and the storyline as you were during your first watch. With some wicked humor, tension galore, and some devastatingly emotional turbulence, Breaking Bad is one seriously sophisticated binge watch session. Number 6. Bates Motel. Remember that really adorable British kid from the likes of Finding Neverland and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Well, if you fancy watching him test the boundaries of creepiness, then Bates Motel is definitely the binge watch series for you. As a contemporary prequel for the famous Psycho movie, Bates Motel tells the story of a young Norman Bates and the skin-crawling relationship with his unhinged mother, Norma. This is the perfect choice for those of you not afraid of something a little more twisted. It's really interesting to see the connection between the 1960s Alfred Hitchcock film and the contemporary prequel, and makes for a really disorientated and trippy watch. Number 5. Black Mirror. Are you in the mood to be a little disgusted with the human race? Who isn't? Well then, Charlie Brooker's Black Mirror is for you. With his brilliant vision and superb execution, each episode of Black Mirror explores the boundary of modern-day technology and social conventions, resulting in a disturbingly entertaining study on human behavior. Black Mirror is an all-round hit with exquisite scripts, fantastic shooting styles, and a realistic and gritty form of expression. If you're after something that's going to leave you feeling a little worried about our future as a society, then this twisted little series is definitely the one for you. Number 4. Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends. Netflix is packed with some brilliant documentary series, and Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends is definitely one of the best. Theroux is effortlessly funny without even meaning to be, and it often almost feels like you're watching a comedy show as he delves into the weird and wonderful societies he meets. This is probably one of the more light-hearted documentaries, making it perfect viewing for those not quite ready for his more disturbing adventures. Dipping his toes into the likes of swingers, professional wrestling, the porn industry, bodybuilding, and born-again Christianity, there really is something for everyone. Number 3. Archer. For all of you F is for Family or American Dad fans out there, Archer is definitely one for you to become obsessed with. It doesn't need too much concentration, but its hilarious characters, brilliantly far-fetched episodes, and bang-on adult humor make Archer a near-perfect mix. The camaraderie of the characters in this spy agency is less than perfect, more resembling Whatculture Towers than a place of work, and sees the members continually try to screw each other over, making for some brilliant comedy and exceptionally questionable morals. Archer is the perfect kind of guilt funny, in that you find it super funny, but feel pretty bad at laughing at it. Number 2. Stranger Things. This series is, for lack of better words, exceptional fun. It's a beautiful pastiche of 80s culture, marrying the fascination of sci-fi and horror alongside child actors who are actually goddamn decent. The soundtrack alone is worth a viewing, as it feels like John Carpenter is on the keys himself. The balance of comedy and horror works especially well, giving off a vibe which feels engaging as you actually start to care about the fates of the characters and the mystery they're trying to uncover. In case you hadn't guessed by now, I love this show, and while there's only one season at present, it's something I urge you to binge. And number 1, Orange is the New Black. Netflix has now become well known for its original content, and Orange is the New Black has definitely become one of the most popular. Its female-fueled prison drama is at once tragic, comedic, violent, and considered. It's a really captivating experience looking at the mix of different females and how they interact with each other. The predominantly female cast is also something barely seen within mainstream television and has completely worked in their favour, making for a truly unique and eye-opening experience. These women are so fiercely talented that it crashes through the screen to its audience with an immense force and makes this series ultimate binge watch material. And that's our list. Got any more TV shows worth a good old binge? Well, let us know about them in the comments section below. And if you want to channel hop over to Twitter and chat with me personally, then you can do so on RetroJ with a 0. If you enjoyed the video, then like, share, and subscribe for more. As always, I've been Jules of Whatculture.com, and I'll speak to you soon.